Oh man, hey guys.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there.
Well, since you're here, we're going live.
Exactly.
um, let me get this shared, guys. It's a late night.
Mm-hmm.
Life's been crazy to me, for me,
Been
well, for both of
crazy.
us, and really for the last several weeks, it's been one of the two of us having to do these late, for some reason or another. But we really appreciate you guys being there for the live if it's late, or being there for the rebroadcast as well. We really, really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and thank you for tuning in. Um, so yeah, I was gonna mention something real quick. What was it?
Hmm.
Man, I don't know. Whatever I was going to say. Um, first, I want to say, if you listen to this on Monday, you're listening to the recorded audio.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Independence Day, man. We hope you enjoy celebrating. That's my favorite holiday to celebrate the whole year.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty dope.
And get to blow stuff up, have a good old time. So, yeah, but we have a very special episode this week. We're getting back to our bread and butter. Oh man, two of my favorite ingredients. Probably half of my food pyramid, actually. Um, so I'm still making gains. The title of this episode: AI on trial, OpenAI's lawsuit, and the future of digital copyrights. Yay!
Oh man.
Oh man, if you guys haven't checked out the Hodge twins, that's we've referenced them several times over the course
Oh
of
yeah.
this. Um, don't check out the new ones though, or anything
Yeah. Old
since
old Hodge twins.
yeah, anything since 2019. I think yeah, don't check that out. Anything
Mm-hmm.
before that, you all right. You'll be okay.
Yeah, you should be alright.
Yeah, you should be all right. I actually remember what I was gonna say. So I got long time. I'm talking long time viewers of this show will remember the when I still worked in the news, the absolute back and forth over this social media post I made on the news station's social media,
Mm-hmm.
right? For those who don't know, there was a trending story going around at the time, and this was a part of the morning show that I produced. We would have trending stories, and so I put on there this story that was going viral about this guy with a wide neck. He was a prisoner that had a really wide neck. And if I
Mm-hmm.
remember right, he got some weird sort of fame out of this that came out when he was released.
Yeah.
Uh, ended up going back to prison, by the way. He was a very bad guy. But his mugshot was what went viral, and people were making fun of his neck, right? Do you remember
Mm-hmm.
this?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like what they call him, Mr. Wide Neck or something like
Yeah. Something like
that.
that.
Yeah, and so it was stuff like man, what was one of your favorites? Do you remember?
Oh man, I can't remember. I think it was one where it was like he doesn't have a head. It's just his neck
Yeah,
or something like.
yeah. Oh, he never skips neck day. Or something.
Yeah.
One of my favorites was and I typed this. This is what we shared this story on our news station Facebook page.
Mhm.
And for the caption I put don't mess around in his neck of the woods. And when I tell you Facebook key demographic lost their minds.
Mhm.
Lost their minds, dude. It was the highest at the end of the year. That was the highest engaged post of the entire year, higher than any original news story we did. Just from those 7 words I typed, man. And shout to the web team for leaving it up too. That was really cool of them because they could have taken it. They could have freaked out and taken it down.
Mhm.
there were some positive responses. There was a lot of people being like, "Oh, how dare you bully this guy? Better, you should have done better, KSN." I'm like, he's a convicted criminal.
Yeah,
He's in
exactly.
prison. Like, and not for something minor. It was like he beat people and then robbed them.
Yeah,
Like,
it wasn't the greatest.
no,
It wasn't really
he
an
deserves all
upstanding
of it. Like,
citizen.
yeah, it's like whatever, man. So anyway, this happened actually just now, shortly before we went on. This video that we posted on TikTok today got taken down. I've never had
Mm,
that happen with TikTok yet. It was taken down because it was exhibiting dangerous behavior.
interesting.
Now, anyone who regularly uses TikTok, right? Which you even being like a every once in a while kind of guy, I'm sure even you could attest to this. There's a lot of dangerous behavior that's exhibited on TikTok.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot. And they don't take it down. And I feel like they do take it down for stupid stuff. There's a guy, he is regularly viral just for sitting in his car waiting for his little brother to get off school. And
Mhm.
he's blasting a new song on his car stereo every day with his windows down. All the kids are smiling. They think it's cool. They think it's funny. But his brother is so embarrassed by it. Um,
Mhm.
but it's honestly on a cute level, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and this guy on every post puts in all caps TikTok. I am not driving, just because the video is taken from him behind a steering wheel. You know.
Yeah, so it's just auto flagging and then taking it down. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm not sure because you can appeal and I'm sure actually have a team look at it.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, I am kind of shocked by that. That was taken down. I'll tell you why in a second. There's all kinds of like more brutal stuff on TikTok that it will give you a warning, but you
Mhm.
can still watch it. They don't take it down, you
Yeah.
know.
It's age gated essentially, right?
Essentially, yeah. You know what this was?
What?
We wanted to do a video about fireworks safety.
Mhm.
It's fireworks safety month, semi related to what we do, obviously. For the health clinic I do social media for and communications, they they don't respond to emergencies, but they obviously still treat people for physical conditions, so it's slightly
Mhm.
related. And so we posted the put in reverse terror that video,
Mhm.
but we just put part of the video on there. It wasn't even the whole thing, man.
Mhm.
uh, I'll see if I can pull it up. But this is a video that has already gone viral. And thankfully, TikTok, when you appeal it, it says, "What's the reason for your appeal?" And one of the options is wow, noise. One of the options is it's already posted on several other social media sites, you know.
Ah, okay.
So that's a nice thing that it offers.
That
Um,
is.
and so, gosh, I'm gonna try to log into TikTok. So I won't be able to share it on that, but I'll share it on this. I
Okay.
gotta give a shout out to my coworker, our videographer, Brendan. He's so creative because I was kind of joking with him about this, and he did such a good job. Um, yeah, the video detail or the details of this for it being taken down. Um, wow, they stuck with it. That's insane, man. Dangerous activities and challenges.
Wow. So this is even after the appeal?
Yep, even after the appeal, they still kept it down. Content can't be restored,
That's crazy.
but it's still live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Yeah, I've never had that happen.
That's
So I'll
crazy.
just show you how we did it. And once you see how we did it, it's even more shocking that they took it down. I'll show you here.
Okay. Let's see.
I know this isn't the most efficient way to do this, but hopefully it works for y'all.
It should be fine.
It was right when it lit off.
Oh
That
my
was it.
god.
back up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Firework lights off, freeze frame. We'll be right back. They took that video down.
That's crazy. I
As
mean,
someone,
like, you're not even seeing.
you're not even seeing anything happen. You're just seeing them light the fuse.
Yep, exactly. But I guess lighting the fuse is scary enough.
I guess, man. As someone whose job it is to post this content, that's very frustrating, man.
Oh yeah. Oh
Very
yeah.
frustrating. I don't know if I repost it in the morning and say like that, say TikTok, some sort of clarification like this isn't real. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but that was very frustrating. Anyway,
Yeah. No, I mean it's of course we want to always tell our listeners, if you're listening to this on Monday, of course you want to practice safe fireworks etiquette, and also of course abide by the laws. If your city allows you to set fireworks off in the city limits, then go ahead and do that. That's cool,
right.
but please be safe when you're doing it, right? And of course, we always want to also say, shoot fireworks, not guns, because bullets do come down.
Yep. I don't know why
Gravity is a thing.
they do that on 4th of July, man. It's insane.
Yeah, it really is kind of crazy that we have so many people who do that, but
Yeah,
it's
in a busy city area.
yeah.
So on that point, again, the idea is for this to be fireworks safety month or part of that, bringing attention.
Hmm.
So for anyone being like, that's the video you use to do fireworks safety month, here's what I wrote. I said, as we gear up for some fireworks fun, it's also fireworks safety month, and we're here to make sure your celebrations are spectacular and safe. Remember our friend Terry? If you've seen put in reverse Terry video, you know that fireworks can sometimes take an unexpected turn. Thankfully, everyone was unharmed. I put that in all caps. Unharmed. And while we all love a good laugh, we also want to remind everyone of the importance of fireworks safety. So, as the top three things after that to be safe during the fire, or when during celebration, I put enjoy the sparkles in the sky, but also let's stay safe on sound on the ground and have a happy 4th of July. So that's what I put.
Okay.
I don't know what TikTok got a problem with, man.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't
Man,
either.
you know what it could be? Those dang Chinese not liking our Independence Day. Oh man, yeah, it was weird. I don't know, very frustrating. But let's go ahead and get into our topics. Also,
Let's
welcome
do it.
everybody watching the late night edition of the Catch Up Podcast live stream.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to jump in on this topic with us or any of the discussion with us in real time. Let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods. Um, so what we're talking about today is ChatGPT getting sued. That's right. Everybody's favorite app is every everybody's favorite essay tool is getting sued, man. And you know why? Because they are apparently accused of stealing content from everybody actually. So
Yeah, apparently the internet at large.
even Dennis and I,
Yeah,
they
exactly. All
stole our
stolen.
content, man.
It's crazy.
They didn't even share our reels or anything. I'm upset, dude.
I know. I'm upset as well.
It's a
How
class
dare
action
they?
lawsuit. We can get on it. We can get in the class action lawsuit. I say we jump in.
Yeah, I'll take a couple extra dollars.
Right. I
You know.
could too. Yeah, like 16, 50, something like that. That'd be
Oh
nice,
no,
actually.
no, we'll probably get like $1 maybe.
$1.50. ChatGPT will go under because it's a nonprofit.
I mean, technically they're a for-profit company at this point, actually.
Because Microsoft owns the majority of them.
Correct, and
Yep.
they changed their nonprofit status a while back, actually.
Okay.
So
Well,
they are for profit now.
okay. Well, that's good to know.
Hmm.
So basically, the story is that authors Paul Tremblay and Mona, I'm going to try this,
You got
Awad,
it.
uh, they believe their works were used by ChatGPT without consent. There's an ever growing list of these for profit artists
Hmm.
trying to, actually, it's probably nonprofit artists trying to get that bag. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I mean, you can't blame them, I guess. But this is a really interesting conversation. And actually, I will say this too. And I'm assuming that's why we got such high participation so late at night. This is probably the most asked question I get about AI. People know among my friend circle that I'm among the most well versed on AI.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I assume that happens with you too, Dennison. But that's probably the most common question I get is, well, it's not really AI, is it? I mean, it just steals everything from the internet and then makes decisions based off that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, first of all, that's still artificial intelligence. But second of all,
Yep.
there's a little thing called fair use. Um, and I believe, and this is what this lawsuit is going to find out, I guess. And something like this, man, quite honestly, could go all the way to the Supreme Court, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I could see that.
Um, yeah, but that's what the discussion is about. Is this uh, a violation of fair use, or is it allowed under the law? That's what we're going to figure out. And of course, we want to learn all about it and go ahead and jump into it. All right, y'all. If you're joining us for the first time on this live stream, a little bit of it is behind the scenes. We record for the audio in real time, but we also get to do real time interaction with you. And we want your comments, we want your thoughts as we talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Please let us know because we'll react in real time and we'll make it a two-way conversation on this live stream. And that's what we're looking for. So let us know what you're thinking. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and run the intro. 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? I'm John,
And I'm Dennison.
and this is the catch up. Cool. All right,
Yeah.
let's get right into this joint.
Do
3,
it.
2, 1. All right, before we jump further into this topic, let's remind you all of the 3 best ways to support this show. Number 1 is leave us a rating and review wherever you're listening. There's your one right there. One big strand of I forget what that's called.
Ethernet cable.
Okay, there you go.
Or a patch cable if you want to be more specific.
That's what I was thinking actually. Leave us a rating review wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching. It helps us grow. It helps the algorithm share our show with more people. It's an easy way to support us. Number 2, obviously we're live streaming right now. Many of you are jumping on the stream with us. Please keep doing that. We want the interaction in real time. We want the conversation. We want to hear from you. There's your 2 coax cables. I'm not sure why you had that.
Not
And number,
coax.
wait,
Ethernet.
sorry, dude. That's what I was thinking. Actually, was coax. I lied to you when I said I was
Coax.
thinking the other thing.
Man, you're going way back.
I know, right? Old school over here. And number 3. I'm gonna wait for him to get. Okay, he's just gonna do 3, whatever. But if you want to support us monetarily, we have a shop link to wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching. If you're watching, it's in the comments or the description of the episode. We have really good, clean merch, hats, uh, shirts, long sleeves. If you're working
Mm-hmm.
outside all day, phone cases, beanies when it gets cold, mugs. So check it out if you're interested. Get you something nice, and it'll
Mm-hmm.
help us put on this show. With that said, let's go ahead and get into it, man. So this is an interesting. I think it really just the nuts and bolts of it comes down to this. These people are alleging it violates their copyright, you could say, you
Yeah.
know. But fair use, for those who don't know, is basically when you take something, an artistic creation,
Mm-hmm.
or really any sort of words, audio, that sort of thing, paintings, and you transform it. You transform it in some way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So fair use includes every time you guys hear a sample on a hip hop song, trap song, whatever. That's fair use. Now, a lot of times, depending on how close it is to the original, those people get paid. And honestly, in today's business, it's pretty common for the original artist to still get paid some percentage, if even if their song was sampled.
Yeah.
But
It's because it depends on how long that sample is.
yeah.
Because yeah, if it's super duper short, technically there can be a case for just straight up full on infringement, but usually it falls into the category of fair use. It's a little murky sometimes.
Yeah, and it also depends on how old the song is,
Mm-hmm.
and if the owner, if the rights owner, whether it's UMG, Capitol Records, any of those, if they want to maintain the rights to that song, right?
Yep. Yep.
So it's one of those two things. Um, so that's that. But again, if you're sampling it, you've transformed it in some way. It becomes fair use in that way, right?
Yep.
Um, So that if you're there's actually a big argument within the YouTube music community about this. If you are teaching guitar and you play the riff, the main riff of a song, um argument of that is fair use because you're using it in a teaching capacity. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of discussion about fair use, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um
it can be very tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to the legal side of it. It's because U.S. copyright laws are very intricate. You know.
they are. There's a discussion to be had about this. But I will say I know what your thought is, but I want to hear what your thoughts are on this discussion and the debate over where this is a violation of rights, fair use, all etc. You know,
Hmm. Uh, honestly, it's tricky because I feel like in some cases I think it's for OpenAI I feel like it is within fair use because of um depending on, of course, it all depends on the data, right, that they're taking or that they use to train ChatGPT on. But uh, for instance, if they're getting that data from a data broker, right? Usually that data broker is great getting that information from the sites. So say you posted something on Facebook and that was also a part of the data set that was trained that ChatGPT was trained on. Um, it is easy to uh that focus it was so funny. But no, it's easy to say that um gosh darn.
if you're listening to the audio, I was trying to get some water. I'm thirsty. Okay,
Hmm.
camera thought it was funny, so it zoomed right in on my nose.
It really did. It really did. So, um, but let's see, where was I? So I was saying that say where however that data broker got your information, most likely they got it because you freely volunteered that information, right? So if you're posting something on Facebook, for instance, technically there's a case for that to be free use for others because it's been posted out to the rest of social media. Now of course there are certain likenesses and stuff like that that cannot be use that is information that's on Facebook, but uh, I would imagine posts fall within the line of being free use, right?
Once it's on social media, that's part of the terms of agreement.
Yep.
If you post on social media, it's fair use. Now, there's a fine line with like certain type of media, and especially if you link to a different site, that doesn't make it
Yeah.
fair use.
Yeah. No,
Um,
that's different.
sure. But yeah, you're exactly right, man. It depends on the type of media. Like I said, I don't remember what the certain stipulations are with um video that's posted to Facebook. But
Hmm.
with photos, I mean, you can Google people on Google Images and their Facebook photos pop up.
Yeah.
That's fair
Exactly.
use, you know?
Exactly.
So yeah,
It's
anyway, go
public
ahead.
information.
Absolutely. But yeah, continue your thought. What were we thinking?
No, I mean, I think that was kind of my main thing. It's just so I will be surprised to see what the end result of this class action lawsuit. This is for sure going to be one that's going to take a while to go through. Um, But yeah, I mean, I feel like they have access to it just depending on the type of data that they grabbed it. Because if I'm not mistaken, the way that OpenAI does most of their training is they'll get a bulk of data, right, from data brokers, um, and use said data to train their AI off of.
Mhm.
So many conversations, so many different types of works or information or whatever like that, all bundled together, and then it's fed to like ChatGPT, and for instance, um, to be able to get it to the point of where it is. The if say this were to get passed, right? So essentially, the court says, "Well, you're right. This isn't free use, or this isn't fair use. This is something that is a breach of copyright." That is interesting because to me, it's how the floodgates open, right? Because it's not just ChatGPT that gets attacked; it's a bunch of other AI applications, but also non-AI applications that use this kind of stuff or this type of data. So that's what I'm really worried about, is or as well as just interested in, um,
Yeah,
when it comes to this whole debate, you know?
absolutely. I'll tell you, I am not thinking this will change anything. It makes you wonder. So, if it's fed through those data sites, right? Like any creative piece, if it's fed through those data sites,
Mhm.
it makes you wonder uh, if that was either done improperly, unethically,
Mhm.
or if it's an author, their publisher, if it's a musician, their label or non-label, right? Which is more likely. Um,
Mhm.
but any creative didn't have the protection they thought they would, which
Yeah.
is unprecedented, of course, because it's AI. It's a whole new thing. It's one of those two things that happened. If it was found that it was gathered unethically, well, I doubt it would still be on ChatGPT, right? It'd be on the sites that they took the information from, right?
Yeah. Well, I
So
mean, sure. Again, it all depends on how they obtain the data, right?
sure, sure. But overall, if we're talking about fair use, I think this fits the bill. I think there's nothing to worry about with ChatGPT for the most part. I think there are certain
Mhm.
niche concerns that OpenAI should have. If you're asking it to write a paper or not write a paper, yeah, if you're asking it to write a paper, that's completely ethical in my opinion. I think that, if it does derive from any written works or anything, but uses that as a derivative. It's like what was just figured out in regard to Ed Sheeran's gosh,
Oh, the trial,
yeah,
um, it
with
was
the state of Marvin Gaye.
yeah.
Uh, Thinking Out Loud was a song, and they said it sounded like What's Going On,
Mhm.
which it only sounded like What's Going On partially because of the melody in the chorus, but mostly because of the chord progression.
Mhm.
Uh, and the court found you can't um copyright a chord progression. You
Yeah,
literally can't do that. There's only so many progressions you can do.
exactly.
And so with that said, there's only so many words you can write. There's only so many ways you can frame a sentence, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, yeah, it becomes one of those, like, really hard to, or yeah, it's I mean, it's hard to pin down, like, what counts, right?
Yeah, and more so what I mean is those chords are fair use, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So Ed Sheeran can use that vibe to create his own song.
Yeah,
You can take inspiration from other people. That's fair game.
yeah.
Where I
How
do
far does inspiration take you, you know?
right. Well, all inspiration is a derivative from something that came before. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So ChatGPT doesn't differ in that way. Where I think, and I'm sure there are other ways, off the top of my head, I was goofing around like the second day Dennison introduced me to ChatGPT. And I was having it write completely nonsensical scripts featuring like Thor and Loki, right? Or like fighting over a pizza or something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Marvel characters. Does that violate copyright? Because it was very true to their character,
hmm
and their character is a property of Marvel, which is a property of Disney.
Yeah, that's very true. Technically, it's not in the public domain, which would mean that they are covered under copyright at that point.
Right. So is ChatGPT in violation for creating that? Or would I be in violation if I chose to produce that and try and make a profit off of it? I can obviously tell you the answer on the last one. I would be in violation.
hmm
But if ChatGPT creates it with no exposure, I don't know if ChatGPT should be in violation of it. It's no different. You
Yeah.
got to think of it like this. It's no different than if you or I wrote it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I mean, in the base level, it's kind of using some of the same building blocks of how we do our thought process when it comes to writing and stuff like that, right? Because as you said, we get inspiration from other works, and then we create something from that baseline, right? From that baseline information, from that baseline image, all that stuff. So, or not image, but text or whatever.
Right.
Um,
Whatever it is.
yeah. So, I mean, and ChatGPT is essentially doing the same thing, right? It's grab the base information and then um, off of that generate what the prompt is being told or, whatever.
Hmm. Well, and that's exactly right. This goes back to a discussion you and I have had on here a couple of times of is the law going to catch up? Because not that artificial intelligence should be given the rights as a human, but you almost have to look at its creation process as the same as a human. You know what I mean? And if I wrote something that stole from a famous author's work but didn't put it out for profit or didn't submit it for a grade if I were in school,
hmm
then it's fine, right?
Yeah.
So I think the same should be true for ChatGPT.
Yeah. Yeah. There should be some sort of a grace in period when it comes to that.
I feel
I
like
can
yeah,
see that.
and even if it's not stealing, uh, even if it's not copying that work exactly, which is only very rare and only happens if you specifically ask it to, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you
So
as a prompter should see that's where the tricky stuff comes into play. But I guess what I was gonna say is you as an opter, gosh darn,
operator, you have a liability as well. I see where
correct,
you're going with that. Yeah, but
correct.
then
Because it's
with
no different than me um, hiring someone. If I was say in school, for me hiring someone to write an essay for me, right?
right,
Frowned upon. It's not something that you should do, but you know, am I? And I should really preface it by saying you hire someone to write your essay, and then the person who writes your essay, um, I don't know, writes it in the style of a certain person or whatever. Um, that's not you're the one who's going to be liable because you're the one who was told to do this, right? You're the person who
right,
hired this person to write your essay or whatever like that. Same thing for ChatGPT.
absolutely. Yeah, I think with that said, I think if you're holding the writer or the prompter liable, then no one should be held liable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if they're not copying, if even Chat GPT is not copying a work directly, still learn from it, just
Yeah.
like any of us have. I don't think there's any difference here. I do think that there's a certain level of when you're on top, everybody tries to take you down.
Oh yeah.
In this case, uniquely, it's artists trying to take down technology, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I guess not the first time, like Napster or Spotify, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a different level, and it includes all different artists from different levels. I think one last question I had to ask, one last
Mm-hmm.
side topic about this. The part where I begin to deviate,
Mm-hmm.
um, yes, I know, chat. I have something in my teeth. I just saw it. Denison never told me. But one thing I just noticed is or just thought about, I should say, is what's that website where the AI makes your images?
What Dolly 2, I think is
Yeah,
the
not
AI.
Dolly, but the other one that's like more famous now. The main, you know, uh,
Um,
it's
I think it
no,
starts with an S. Um,
yeah, there's a bunch now. There's Crayon with a I before the Y. There's
okay.
Deep AI, Photor. Canva has a AI image generator, which is very helpful for graphics.
Yeah, that's pretty
Um,
interesting. I know Adobe's working on something like that.
yep, yep. Adobe. I think I talked about that on here actually. They have an
Mm-hmm.
amazing AI platform that's coming. Starry AI, which I've worked with for a couple years. Fun fact: my band's debut album last year. The album cover was um, created, inspired by, and actually a derivative of an image that I had AI, Starry AI, developed for me.
Okay.
It's actually printed over that AI image. There's certain elements of it that are covered up by what the artist did. It's really slick. So that's
Yeah.
actually partly an AI image, guys.
Yeah, which
Um,
is pretty amazing in general, you
I
know?
know. Yeah, yeah. So I've been playing with AI image generation for about a year and a half, almost 2 years now. Oh wait, no. Yeah, over 2 years now. That's crazy.
That
Um,
is.
time flies, man. But anyway, my point with this, I can't find the one I was thinking of. It's kind of weird because I hear it all the time. Yeah, I see your Dolly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
Dolly 2 is the one that I know of that a lot of
because
people have
that's
been using.
OpenAI.
Yep.
You should have told me about that, man. I would have been playing with it for a long time.
Well, I mean, I'll say for the longest time, it hasn't been truly open to the public for
Oh,
um so yeah, that's the reason why I didn't bring it up, man.
gotcha. Do you get free credits? Ah, dang it. Nope. That sucks. On Starry AI, you get free credits, which is nice. Anyway, all right. Back to what I was going to say about this. I think the line's a lot thinner there. The line is a lot thinner there to me. Here's why. Um, yeah, let me share my screen here. This is a perfect example. Having, I'm not trying to get OpenAI sued. I promise. But this happens to be on Dolly, which is their AI image generating platform, and this happens to be a good example. If you look at this, that's pretty close to Dory on the top left, right?
Yeah.
Which was created by animators at Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
This also kind of looks like from Monsters Inc. on the top right.
Yeah, yeah, I could see it as being one of the monsters from Monsters Inc.
Yeah, and that's more negligible in that one, a little bit. But yeah, there's all obviously all sorts of different things here. Here's Logan Paul
Mm-hmm.
as a statue. Just kidding, it's Michelangelo, guys. Or it's David, I mean to say. But who knew David was such a douchebag and had a YouTube channel? Looks
Who knew?
just like Logan Paul, man. What's going on, guys? It's David. I just broke a line today. We're gonna show you how. Let's go.
Exactly.
But um, yeah, even this Formula One image
Mm-hmm.
is very similar to the art that F1 TV uses to intro their F1 broadcasts.
Yeah.
So I think the line with these is much more negligible. I mean, this guy here, this one I hover over here,
Hmm.
that looks like Wonder Man. Yeah, that looks like Wonder Man.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. And yes, guys, I'm a nerd. Get over it. We both are. But what my point pointing those out is, yeah, that's a close, and all of those that we just looked at, fantastic. This very real image of this sunglasses with on the sunflower. It looks so real.
Yeah, it does. It
But
does. It looks,
oh, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, it's pretty impressive just to see how far the AIs have gotten. But of course, again, they're being trained on a different artist's data set, right?
Yeah,
Multiple artists' data set and pictures and all that other good stuff like that. And I think it was Dolly too. It might have been the other one, but that got in a some trouble. Because I don't think it's actually been like resolved yet or whatever like that. But it's essentially they got in some trouble because of um these AI were generating these images, but they had the watermark, or
oh
not the
yes,
watermark, but the signature
that
of the
is the other
artist.
company I'm trying to think of, man. That's the one I'm trying to think of. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sure probably someone will let us know in the comments, but yeah, no,
Right.
I completely agree. um okay, yeah, that one's more uh open to discussion, the image generation. I'm sure it will be settled in court,
Yep.
um between animators and artists alike.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
speaking of animation, I got two hot take quick, because it's late, two hot take quick questions for you.
Okay.
Number one, have you seen Secret Invasion yet?
I have not. I have not. I've not
I
gotten
got
on to Secret Invasion yet, man.
I got to figure out a way to show this on the chat, um, because this is actually important. Um, Secret Invasion, the opening credits. First of all, you need to watch it. It's a resounding high 5-star, two thumb up, John Smith guarantee review for
Okay.
me. It is, I will say, we'll see how I've watched episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how the remaining 4 episodes turn out. But so far, I would say it might be the best uh, Marvel series. Better than
Wow.
WandaVision and
Then
better than
Loki.
Loki. Yep.
That's some high praise right there.
I'm probably gonna get some hate in the chat, but it's definitely up there, dude. It's definitely up there. Um, so the thing about the opening credits is they used AI to create it. Mid Journey. That's the company I was trying to
Mid
think.
Journey. There we go.
Yes, they used Mid Journey. Okay, perfect. Someone stole it and put it on YouTube. All right, check us out. So this is all Mid Journey with a little bit of adjustment, and I think animating on in a way with animators, right?
Okay.
They made sure to say in their press release no animators had their jobs lost due to this AI.
Mm-hmm.
It fits perfectly with the theme of the movie or show, I mean, since you can't tell who's who. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So you can't tell who's who, and you can't tell what's real in this opening theme. So here we go. Check this out.
Yeah. Let me see.
I'm muted so we don't get copyright strike.
Nope. Yep. Don't need that.
Look at these. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. It's pretty and crazy. Pretty crazy. Pretty amazing too.
I know. All done by Midjourney. Look at that shot.
That's
Amazing.
crazy.
So I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I don't want us to get copyright strike and this get taken down. But really fascinating. And what do you think about that kind of stuff, man? What do you think about AI animation in movies or shows?
Man, that's a hard one, right? I think it's gonna be something I think it's gonna be inevitable, honestly. I think it's something that we're gonna see more and more as time goes on, especially um I feel like we've already started to see the inklings of it, kind of bleeding in when it comes to AI being an assistant tool, essentially, like assisting us with different projects or whatever like that within work.
Yeah.
I can easily see this bleeding into animation to where like you're pushing your deadlines even more or to be even faster, and the only way to do this would be to use an AI tool, right? Because if you have Dolly 2 or um, gosh darn, I'm forgetting their name.
Mid Journey.
Yeah, Mid Journey. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you're using Mid Journey, um, either one of those um, can help you speed through, right? Because of course you're gonna have to touch up, just like sometimes you have to touch up with ChatGPT whenever you're having it create something for you. But it can just in- increase your productivity, right?
Yeah. Without doubt, man. Um, Second hot take, because I'm like, well, actually, let me reply to what you're saying there. I agree. Sorry, I jumped the gun because I got excited. I agree. I think that hopefully this sets a standard for how AI can be used in animation and illustration, because those weren't just static images that Midjourney made. They had
Hmm.
movement to them, they had animation on them, so they were able to somehow pull apart those images that Midjourney had made and made them lifelike, made them move. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
So it wasn't just AI. I think it's a perfect example of how AI can improve the quality of what you're looking at.
Yep.
And it was funny
Exactly.
because the first time I watched it, I go, man, I don't usually notice intros to shows too much, you know. But I was
Hmm.
sitting there, I was like, this is beautiful. And I was like, it's almost too beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, now I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Now you know.
Yeah. So second hot take.
Hmm.
What do you want me to type into Midjourney to have it create? Because it doesn't take credits like OpenAI's does. So while you answer the third hot take, we'll have it create something.
Okay. I mean, sure. Have it create a new picture for us for our podcast.
Okay.
I don't know.
New cover photo
Yeah, new cover photo for the
for
podcast.
the ketchup with John and Denizen podcast. Generate it.
Do it.
Deal thing,
That
Shorty.
way we can kind of see what it does. But
Oh, there's a whole. Sorry.
oh, does it give us like a whole rose gallery of things to check out?
Yeah, I can upgrade to premium where you pay for it.
Mm.
I want to do certain premium types. Actually, no, I'm gonna. No, no, no. Let's do V4 Creative. That'll be cool. Okay, I like that. Let's do it. Let's check out favorites. Nothing there. Okay, sure. Popular V4 Creative. Let's go. One by one. Perfect. That's what we need for a cover photo. Oh, didn't mean to hit upgrade. Shit. Hold on. Go back. Go back. Go back. Quit asking me. Okay, I messed up, guys. Don't leave the chat.
It's all good. It's all good. No, trial and error. We're all learning it as we go. And, John's doing it live. So we're going to have to do those really quick pivots and stuff like that. But, it's pretty interesting while John's kind of getting this going, but it's pretty interesting in general that we can have full images. And actually, I think even in some ways you can have Midjourney do videos, um, albeit very strange ones. It's funny because on Facebook, I actually have well, I wouldn't say I follow it, but it's one that shows up every once in a while, and it's these very strange, like odd, um, videos that an AI is created, right? What's really creepy is they'll do like 90s pizza ad, right? And so it'll be like this pizza, right? And you see this family eating this pizza, but they're doing it in a weird way. Like it gets mouths weird. So, like, it's like in certain ways it looks like like the person's eating the pizza, but at the same time like the pizza's eating the person. It's really weird. um and it kind of creates some very disturbing things. But just to think of you know this technology getting to a point to where you can create full length films or whatever like that, um is pretty impressive you know
Yeah, it is. Well, okay, so we're in creation mode here.
hmm
I mean, if Mid Journey is good enough for uh for them,
for
it's good enough.
Marvel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good enough for me. This I will say.
hmm
Let's try a different style here because this
Looks kind of weird.
I don't know what it thought from the catch up with John Dennison, but here's what we're looking at here.
Yeah, yeah. Show us what you got. Interesting. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know how I got that one, but all right. I mean, it's kind of a rad photo, but
it
not
is,
exactly what we're going for.
dude.
But comes
Actually,
from a
you know
prompt.
what? I'm a how do I say this? I want to be able to say this, man. Oh, download it because that could be my next album cover. I'm not gonna lie to
I mean, it looks pretty dope, man. I gotta say.
you. Yeah, or at least a variation of it. I'm gonna try a different style,
hmm See if
and
we get a different thing.
yeah. Um, so higher values of CFG will get closer to our prompt. I'm gonna crank that up to 1 billion. And step scale results in higher output quality, but will take longer to generate results. That's all right. I'm gonna crank that up too because we got time. Because I got another question to ask you.
hmm
Although I'm not gonna lie, I may have forgotten it. Um, so I think my next hot take, what was it? Had to do with this kind of stuff. Maybe this was it, man.
Well, I mean, I guess I have a hot take for you, right?
Okay.
Um, if we're, since we're going off of this same thought process of, usually these AIs do need to be trained on a data set of some sort, right? How do you feel about music AI, right? That will get to, sure, they're not super great now, but
Yeah.
they are potentially going to get to a point where they are very good. Um,
Sure.
how do you feel like that would make sense? Would that go back into the same thought process of Ed Sheeran, right? Where you are, gosh darn, so sorry, get back to the process of where you uh, can't say like a chord progression is copyrighted, right? Um,
Right.
so how would the AI deal with that?
Well, man, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't bother me too much.
Mm,
Yeah, it really doesn't. And the reason, actually, it bothers me for a different reason than you might think.
hmm. Okay.
Uh, the reason why I, you're right, AI is going to learn from the music that's out there. A lot of the pop music that's been made for the last 25 years,
Mm-hmm.
you could argue 30, has really been the same. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Okay.
It's not really changed a lot. There, of course, you have your moments that are completely different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have those. And as you should. You have those artists that step out and change everything. But that's actually my biggest fear with AI is it's just going to keep if it gets a foothold in the music industry, it's going to keep music sounding the same for years to come.
Yeah, I can see that.
And yeah, and some derivative of it rather than pushing the boundaries. And even with humans, that could still happen. So I'm not gonna say it'd be drastically better either way. But I don't foresee AI taking over live music. I don't foresee that.
Yeah, no, I don't see that either.
Yeah. So
That would be interesting though.
it would be. I'm not really too worried about it. Um, for what I do, pop music is its own thing, man. It's its own thing. I don't really worry about what they do over there.
Mm-hmm.
And it could. I'm sure. The Grammys will have like, oh, this groundbreaking performance with Nicki Minaj and whatever. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but that's probably why I'm in that beta thing. Yeah, let's try this again. Okay. Um,
Oh,
process again.
oh,
Process again.
oh.
Oh, there we
It looks like it's done. Oh, there it goes. Oh. All right.
go. Why?
So confused.
Why is that the cover photo? Oh man. Let's not make it
Yeah, let's make something different. I don't
let's not
know.
make it look bad on its first try, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, hey, you know what? How about we
color
hey,
is dope though. I love the color in the background. That's really cool.
it does. I mean, it's very detailed. I'm not even gonna lie. It's
Yeah,
pretty darn cool.
yeah, it is.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
let's
there's
try.
that. It did get our colors in some ways.
Honestly, I was thinking that. Yeah. Okay, let's try and make something look cool on here for the stream.
Okay.
Um.
Oh,
Oh,
what about a F-150 Lightning racing a Cybertruck?
okay. Ford F-150 Lightning oops, racing a Tesla Cybertruck. You know, right? It's gonna take Cybertruck and make like a crazy looking thing out of that, right?
Oh yeah, it'll be something completely different. We'll see how it goes.
I'm gonna try this model. See what it turns out like. Um, let's do. I can't do that. That's fine. I'm gonna have it look right here and right there. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's see what we get.
So, I see, honestly, man, I apologize. That other question I had for you, it's not coming back.
It's all good. Oh wow, that's interesting. It more or less fused them together.
It did. That's an F-150, but it has something that looks like it's from the Cybertruck on top.
Exactly, and it looks like it's an F-150, like a Raptor. Honestly,
Yeah, you're right. That's actually pretty slick, dude.
it looks cool though. Like if that's like a concept art, bro, that would be cool.
Wow,
I'd buy that.
dude, that's bad. That's really cool, man.
Yeah, that looks pretty dope.
I almost said some bleeped words on here. Um, Link fighting Ganondorf.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been playing Legend of Zelda lately. Let's see what happens here. Because you shouldn't have to go home to the homepage.
I don't think so.
I think collection. Okay, cool. See, we're all learning this together, folks. Good time.
Exactly.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
that's not what we were going for.
it kind of fused the two of them
Yeah,
again.
it did it again. It is fusing
Okay, maybe
things
let's go to
together.
Imagine V1 and see what happens. Yeah,
Okay. Oh,
sweet, good idea. All right, so this looks normal.
yeah.
This looks like what it should be, but
Better-ish, but
that's Link
we
fighting Link though.
wait, are his hands fused together?
What the?
Yeah, the arms are fused.
Oh my god!
Well, I mean, I will say I've heard that a lot of these AI image generators have a hard time with hands. Like
Yeah.
hands are just weird in general. That's creepy though.
Lord. They have a Disney version on here. That's kind of wild. I
That
wonder if
is.
Marvel looked at that and they're like, nah.
Yeah, exactly.
um. Okay, let's try. This is a good example to do this with though. Let's try V4 now.
Mm-hmm.
Moved it up. This turned into a trial run for Mid Journey.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting because I'm sure they used the pro version, but I want to know
Oh,
how
of
they,
course.
yeah, but I want to know what they did to get those designs that they did for Secret Invasion. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. Oh, same thing.
I said processing stopped, so I don't think that counted.
Yeah.
Let try it again. But anyway, I think we had a good discussion on this, guys. It's been a good
Oh
one.
yeah.
I really enjoyed it. We covered a lot of ground, and we want to know your thoughts. So let us know your thoughts in the comments. And in your rating and review as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We had so many people tuning in tonight. We're so
Mm-hmm.
grateful. Um, thank you guys for checking out and jumping on this with us. We really, really appreciate it. We've had fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been
Um,
super fun and like a just um a very interesting topic, and I am very interested to see where this whole trial goes and see what actually happens.
I remember when we talked about this the day it went live or the week it went live. I was like, well, that's a lawsuit going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's. Yeah. There we go. Now it looks like it should.
That looks better, man. I like it.
Dark mode. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I'll keep playing with it. We'll see what tickles its fancy, if you will.
Yeah.
Um, we appreciate you guys jumping on the live stream with us. And of course, we'll do this every Thursday night, but preferably not so late for you guys. So thank you for listening. Thank you for jumping in with us. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah.